Hey, Teresa. Morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Uh, there's quite a bit of action going on this week, Teresa.
All kind of good stuff.
All kinds of good stuff. Yeah, for sure. You know, being called a bootlicker, from that to, I titled this Facts, Not Feelings, Facts on Law. Just for the fact is that, we want to we want to touch on the law. We don't want to. If you want to make change, well, then you're going to get arrested in certain places, and we've seen that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And when you do get arrested, it's very important to remain calm. Remain calm. It's something I would advise everyone to do.
Yeah, so I think I want to start off how this all took place, how this all started to come together. I'm going to bring a clip up here, and
Well, can I just say one thing before we get into the actual incident? We talked to at least one of these guys. We're going to talk about these 4 guys that got arrested trespassing. We talked to one of these guys the other day.
yeah, we did. I actually have that clip here.
And talked to him about trespassing and some of the case law that went around it, and he called me a bootlicker. And I guess he thought I was stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I have that clip here. If you want me to go through it, Teresa.
Sure, maybe just a little bit of it. You have it pulled up? Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is from your panel. That's right. He was on your panel the other day, and he was talking about you can't be trespassed from public property without unless you've committed a crime, which is a misnomer. So that's ridiculous. And he called me a bootlicker.
Yeah, correct. So we're going to play a little bit of this, and then we're going to go into where they were, what went on afterwards, and then maybe we'll get to talk about, like, people really don't realize who Teresa is, with some of your history, Teresa, if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah, I think
Okay.
people think I'm just here randomly throwing out bullshit sometimes, but I do have some experience in this.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you're absolutely right. All right, so we're going to play a little bit of this, and we'll go from here. I'll just get it queued up here. Oh, that. Can you hear the noise? Can you hear the voice? Okay, good.
The building belongs to the public, ma'am.
The building is controlled.
Belongs to the public.
Okay, I heard your point. Now I know
how to explain it. I want to start it right here. Ah. I see it, Teresa. Just a second.
Are you the public? Are you are until you commit a crime, you're their boss?
Okay. Is that how it works at your house? You can't trespass anyone until they commit a crime?
Well, if you're in front of your house and if you're standing on that sidewalk.
On the sidewalk. He just said sidewalk. He didn't mention anything at all about inside. That's what we're trying to get at. That's what I'm trying to hit home here, about inside, about limited public forums. So we'll continue.
We even pay taxes for that sidewalk, don't we?
Well, That's right, the sidewalk. We're talking about 2 different things, though. You're talking about inside the building. I'm talking
about inside the public foyer. Okay.
Right.
Inside the foyer, where it stays open 24 hours a day.
Yeah, the foyer is not a public forum. It's a limited public forum.
No, the building belongs to the public, ma'am.
So, Teresa, you said about it being a limited public forum, correct?
That is right. A limited public forum is subject to time, place, and manner restrictions.
Okay, because I want to bring something up here. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I was a bootlicker. I don't do my homework. I do arrest records and stuff, but whatever. Right here. Can you read that, Teresa?
It's a little small for me to read. What does the law say? Yeah, it's saying that the law distinguishes as I lost my place. Distinguishes between a traditional public forum, which includes a public square, a sidewalk, and public parks usually.
Yeah, correct. So down here, if you read this, right here, forbids cameras in chambers, like this is for the Supreme. So while the First Amendment does protect the right to film or take photos when the person is filming and located on a public street, public sidewalk, a public square, or public park, it only provides full constitutional protection. And that's what you were saying. The other one are limited or non-public forums, correct?
That's correct. So a limited public forum might be where you're at the courthouse in the foyer, where you might have the right to be able to, I don't know, speak freely or wear a T-shirt that says something. You might not be able to film, or you might, they can limit you. That's why it's called limited. A limited public forum. They can limit you according to time, place, and manner, and as long as it's not based on the content of your speech.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And they give an example here of Kramer versus Board of Police in New Jersey. So it's time, place, and manner, and they're limited. Those places inside there, whether they're 24/7 or not, those places inside there are limited. That's what we were getting.
That's right.
That's what I was trying to get across.
That's right. Just because it's a public building doesn't mean it's a public forum necessarily. Inside of the public building, in fact, the case law that I quoted the other day says that the interior sidewalks are not part of those aren't even traditional public forums. So that sidewalk, and I guess we're gonna see this in a minute, but the sidewalk that runs next to City Hall, that's next to the street, now that's typically your traditional public forum. But if you get into the interior sidewalks, they are not. So you can't just say every sidewalk that you go to is a public forum, or every foyer that you go to is a public forum. They're limited from the sidewalk back. So once you get past the sidewalk, you're not free to do whatever you want. You're limited by whatever rules and regulations they see fit to put into place, as long as they're content neutral.
Yeah, correct. That's absolutely right. And they don't understand that. So, hey, Dee, good to see you.
Good morning, Anon. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, chat.
Good morning.
So I'm going to play a little bit more of that clip from that night, Teresa, when he was calling you bootlicker, and then he said, I can't be here with all you bootlickers. So I just want to keep playing a little bit of that yet.
Okay. Building is controlled.
To the public.
Okay, I heard your point. Now listen to mine. The building is controlled by the people that work there, not you.
See,
Let me finish. Let me finish.
You sound like a bootlicker. I can't go on with this.
Oh, you don't have to listen to me. Why don't you jump right off, fat boy?
All right, girl. You
Jump
sound
right
like a
off.
bootlicker.
Why don't you cite that Supreme Court case? Hey, Mr. Interrupter, how about first off you cite that fake Supreme Court case that you cited earlier? Okay.
Supreme Court. Hey, come on, man. There's like 50 cases.
I'm not a man.
All the way.
No, there's not. Name one. Name one.
Why do I have to name it? If you know the opposite of what I'm saying, why don't you tell me the opposite? Tell me the opposite and shut me up.
I'll cite you a case.
I want to hear it.
Adderley.
And then I'm going to look it up real quick. I'll just
go look it up.
Real quick. Go ahead.
Why don't you go look it up? I know the cases.
I don't have to.
You don't.
I'm just going to say the opposite.
You don't have to because you don't know the cases. You said you knew 50. Name one.
I do.
Name one. Cite one.
I'm gonna name 5, but if you gotta tell me the opposite, I'm setting you up.
Go for it. I just gave you one. I just gave you one. Adderley. I named one. Adderley.
You're a
great
bootlicker.
Bootligger.
The messenger.
That seems to be a common go-to with those types. Bootlicker.
I can't help what the law is. You can call me names all you want, but I'm not going to change you getting arrested and crying in the backseat of a police car.
And what happened after that night, Teresa?
Yep.
After Exactly. After we warned him, after we told them, he gets arrested. You know, a few days
Wolverine did.
later. Yeah, he got arrested.
Yeah, he was arrested a couple of days ago, and then and then put in the back of a police car and had a full blown panic attack. They had to bring him down to the hospital, give him some stuff to calm him down.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
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 Wow. I must have
Now
missed the
his
arrest, but
his issue wasn't that he was inside of a building, but those interior sidewalks. Anything past the sidewalk is not traditional public forum. You can't just be there, and do whatever you want. That property is controlled by the government. Whoever you elected has got some people there that they've hired or whatever that are in place. So, if you don't like those people, change them out. Vote for somebody else.
and to me it seems that therein lies the problem. People, not unlike himself, want to control everything around them. It's all about control. They will not be controlled, yet they will control you. They don't see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what I call that, D? I call with those guys what he was spewing. YouTube law.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why I asked him, is that how it works at your house? I mean, think about it. If you're at your home, can you imagine not being
Well,
able to trespass someone in unless they broke a law? Can you imagine that they'd have that kind of right inside your home? Uh-uh. And it's just like that because you control the property at your home. Maybe your landlord doesn't. Your landlord couldn't come in there and tell people to leave, but you can, and so can the people that control the city hall and these, government buildings.
it's crazy.
So I'll show you what happened with the. Actually, he admits he evaded. He was trying to get away from the police. I want to show you guys that. He didn't get arrested with those guys standing there. They had to stop him. I'll show you what I mean.
Yeah, pissed off Marine. Can you pause that for just a sec? You do have a right to record police officers or public officials in the course of their public duty, specifically when you're in a traditional public forum. Now, when you go inside of a courthouse, you can be limited whether or not you can film. That's they can have rules just like you can have rules in your house. You don't want weed in here. You don't want whatever. Just like your house, they can have rules just like you can. So if they say no filming or whatever, you can't get caught filming in there because they can trespass you or have you arrested, throw you out, etc. Depending on whether they have signs notifying you, that kind of stuff. But yeah, they can limit you inside the building. Anywhere you're not in a traditional public forum, they can limit you.
I
Yeah, and I
agree.
agree with Jackpot there. Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly with Teresa. Again, it's just like you being in your home. You control what goes on there. Government outreach. There's cameras everywhere where they film us. Just look around you next time you're in downtown of any local city. Look up. You'll see cameras on telephone poles, on buildings. More than half of those are government cameras. Has the government put one in your house? That would be overreach. That would be that would be akin to you taking a camera into their, in this situation, say foyer or whatever they want to call that entranceway. Everything has limits.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly. And that's all me and Treese was trying to point out to him that night. It was, it's limited forms. It's not 24 hours a day. You can sit there, eat your lunch, and record in there if you're asked to. Well, hey, look, if you're asked to move, it's limited. You have to move. You have to go.
Exactly.
So this is when he heard all four of you are getting arrested, and he jumps in his truck. And I'm going to play this here clip here.
Well, he was parked in the parking lot before this, right?
Oh yes, Teresa. Yeah, he
Okay.
was. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was on their property in the parking lot. They had been asked to move their vehicles. They said it was their property. You know, that's our property. So they left him there, and then they decided they were going to arrest everyone, and then they decided to move. That's where we're at.
I agree, Adamy. What they are doing is taking our rights away. In the long run, laws are getting changed against people walking around, filming or taking pictures. Eventually, you're not going to be allowed to do it at all in public, and it's going to be thanks to people like this.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly, 100%. I mean, it makes it hard. That's it only takes a few, and then the next thing they're making other laws, and well, now you can't. Well, I used to be able to do this. Well, now I can't do this anymore. So I'm going to play this here. This is him in the truck saying, I think he said he was going to get a lawyer. He was going. I don't know where he was going, but we'll just check this out here.
Freedom News Now too at
Because
gmail.com.
they
Appreciate you.
are crazy as hell. They have no right, no authority, none at all, to do what they did. None.
I
And
guess
they
this
are
is
going
the
to be
only
held
guy.
accountable because they're going to try to stop me. They're going to try to slow me down, and they're going to try to arrest me, but I'm going to get out of their jurisdiction.
Uh-oh. I don't know if you're going to make it.
I'm going to flee.
Yeah, I'm going to flee. I'm going to run, right? I don't know if I'd audit with this guy. Anyway, we'll continue to see what you guys hear more.
You know why I'm getting out of their jurisdiction? Because they will put me in a cell where I will die because I have special palliative care that I need. I have.
So why would you go out and do such a thing as if you could die?
To jeopardize your very life.
Correct.
Makes no sense.
What a patriot.
Yeah, right.
All kinds
Sorry.
of.
I kind of don't like the fact that he just left them there. As they're being arrested, he just takes off, gets in the car, doesn't finish recording it, just takes
Yeah,
off.
that was also kind of fucked up.
Yeah, he just jumped in, took off. He just, he just jumped in the vehicle and left his buddies there and took off. And then they were in.
So he wasn't a Marine.
Probably not.
I'm assuming. I mean, they leave no one behind, right?
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. And Freedom News Now didn't like it either, so we'll keep listening here.
I mean, there's not much he could do at that point but leave himself because he knew what was coming next. He was going to be the one next. Why don't you just stay there and take it, instead of running off in the car, taking off like that? That doesn't look very good. I kind of question that a little bit.
Issues.
But people don't like being arrested.
Issues.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
If you've got all these medical issues, maybe you shouldn't be out doing all these audits.
What were you just saying? If you had all these medical issues, maybe you shouldn't be out doing these audits? All right, just a sec.
Get arrested. That's all part of it.
Well, of course they are. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they do that?
There it goes.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're in that kind of shape, why be out there? There's other ways to address your government.
Absolutely. Through legislation being the main one. Petition your congressman.
Might even, yeah, maybe just write some letters, dude.
Yeah.
It'd be better for your health.
Then I have, you know, I mean, like there was a lot of upset auditors that he just went and took off like that, just left, you know, just up and gone. I have another one here. Just a sec. You guys want to? Is it all right to bring it up?
Bring it up. Yes, it is. Well, it all ties into it, Booty Wart. Good morning, by the way. Good morning, everybody in chat, in case I missed anyone.
Is this one of the dudes that got arrested?
No, it's not Teresa. This is a guy that got a hold of, I think, Freaking Media's wife, and he was one of the ones that found out first that they were released. They had to walk several miles because they had no communications, no phone or nothing, while Wolverine laid and sat home and could have probably sent somebody out there to pick those guys up, but he didn't even do that. So anyway, I'm just gonna play his reaction here on the Wolverine.
A cop called the Fusion Center and told the guy to tell his wife about the arrest of Wolverine Transparency. Yeah. I heard Wolverine didn't even get a citation. Is that true? I'm going to let them talk about that. I don't think it's my place. I mean, I'll give you my opinion, but I don't think it was right. I think his ass should have been there right now. I don't give a fuck. You go out auditing with people, you go and you have their back to the end. So I don't know what's going on, but me personally. So they are.
Yeah, so he's saying the same thing as Freedom News Now is saying. You know, if you're there to audit with people, you're there to have their back.
Who the heck's talking to the Fusion Center? What's that all about?
Well, that's where they took the phones and the cameras.
To the Fusion Center? Is that what they were told?
Yeah, it was actually FBI was involved. So I can't remember what it all was. It was quite a bit.
Yeah, I did think that Wolverine got charged. I don't know if he got cited or whatever, but he made some comments maybe yesterday on his video that he had the police there at the hospital with him. So I'm going to assume that they cited him if they followed him down there, you know. Usually they wait for them to get released so that they don't have to pay for any of that, you know. Then they arrest him. But I don't know if they took him into custody.
I don't think they did. I think what they did was cited him, and gave him and he left the hospital and went home. 2 o'clock in the morning, while his buddy sat in jail, you know, and had to walk several miles. I'm going to play more of this. I'll just keep playing here.
They're an hour and a half from home. Okay, that means far. They didn't walk that way. They don't want to honest. Wolverine never went on the property. Yeah, that could be the case. Yeah, that could be the case. And also, it could be the case.
I'm going to prove that Wolverine was on the property here in a bit.
That I know they fucked up because all their shit was being streamed the whole time. Play piano at the end of the stream. You call me Santa. God, man. Bullhead, you're rude. You're so mean to me. Bullying me and stuff. How rude. How rude, Bullhead. How rude. Yeah, Wolverine, he's got a case. They all got a case, but Wolverine's got a case for sure. Definitely. Tater salad. I'll do that. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I don't think Wolverine has a case.
He's free. Freedom. That they're all free, all 3 of them. They're free. And this whole auditing community has to stick together and have each other's back.
Sorry, Trace, what were you saying?
I said I don't think he has a good case. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
It still amazes me why
That's
they
all.
call it a community.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, him fleeing the scene clearly shows you there is no community amongst them.
No loyalty anyway, D.
I don't. I'm so far away. So, in Shane's speech, I personally would not go out with him. That's just me. This is a very, very, this is a trustworthy game. This is so like, I can't explain it. I can't even put it in words. You have to have somebody's fucking back to the end if you're gonna go out with somebody. That's just me. Run in your car and run away. Not me, man. Not me. Nope. Already related to Trevor Hines. Am I?
Yeah, so that's what it was. It was him talking about, running away, taking off, letting his buddies there. So I can actually show you guys where I have a couple screenshots here I want to share. Here's one.
Let me tell you, in the streets, they'd be hunting him down if, he was in a gang or something and he did that. The real deal.
Yeah, that's right. Can you guys read that? I'm going to zoom in. That's
Clearly, it says no loitering.
no loitering right there. On the sign just before they enter to go in here to the facility. No loitering.
So those are interior streets.
I'll
Yeah.
show you on the. I can. I'll show you guys the GIS here in a sec. So, just for reference, here is. Bring it up here. Okay. So here's where they were parked, right here. Okay. Over here on the GIS, I'll show you guys. There's a cement pillar here. This is Wolverine's truck over here. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up GIS here and show you guys can see that here. So right, I hate to try to zoom in on this because, man, I tried it last time and I screwed it up. So right here, you see that pole, right?
Do they have an obelisk? Do they have an obelisk there?
What's that, Teresa?
Like that pole in the center of the parking lot.
I'm sorry. Forget that I said that. I'm joking.
No.
It does resemble one.
They were parked here, which is part of that slab is actually on, I mean, it's not their property here. But if you look behind here where this cement slab is in behind here, and I show you this picture right here, you see that slab behind Wolverine's truck?
Yes.
It's gone beyond, right at the edge of that slab there. So here's the slab right here. His truck is over in here. His truck is right around here. So he was definitely on the property.
Yeah, that would appear clear, right? I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, here's the, there's the lines. There's the whole GIS is here. This is their property here. This is what they own. This is so you guys can clearly see that. I mean, I can just zoom in here and show you. So there's a cement there. I feel like Naven. So over here. There's where freaking Media's car was parked here, and his truck was parked up here, right across from that slab.
I mean, how do they not think that that's on their property? I don't understand. That doesn't look like a road. It looks like a driveway.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll tell you what it is, Teresa. Is I think that the property here gives these guys the bus parks here, and they may have some deal with the city or something. I don't know, that the bus is allowed to park here. So maybe people think that this is actually public property, but it's not, because the bus actually sometimes parks over here by the pole. I think I have a picture of that somewhere. I thought I did. No, I don't. No, I thought I had a picture. Then I have this, which they looked at right away. I mean, you know, crime, don't park there. So yeah.
That's federal property right there. Let me see that sign again.
Oh, okay, just a sec. Yeah, that's federal property. It's right there. Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI.
Now, where is that sign hanging at?
That sign would have been on the gate, Teresa, which would be, let's see here. I seen it here somewhere. There's the bridge. Oh, not there. It was on the gate. I can't find exactly where they pulled in at. But yeah, see, like this here's, of course, that's a sidewalk. That's public, right? But when you go beyond there, so here. Oh, sorry, guys. I don't know where that sign was actually located, Teresa. I can't remember.
Might be another case
Well-
of it being at a completely opposite section of the property.
Yeah, correct. But you can actually
And then there
definitely
could be those signs all up and down the street. You never know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can definitely see you can even see them from here. The cement there, the slabs are there. So this is the GIS of their property, which they were on.
Yeah, the highlighted area is correct, A9?
Yeah, the red.
Got
all
it.
the red there. Yeah. Yeah, that's all their property here. Is what they own here.
And they, you know, and he legitimately was out there, you know, saying that using his whole thing, you can't trespass us from public property unless we commit a crime. You know, that's the whole reason they pull into that parking lot. It's their property. He keeps referring to that as their property, you know, like as the public, they, you know, own it, which I mean they do, but they don't control it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I actually got the video here, Teresa. I'll show you the video. Hold on. Pull it up here. So here's the little clip I made, so you guys can actually see where they were and see the gate.
Ed.
You can see the gate. Hold on now. Where the hell am I?
No, Junior, you don't have to know that it's private from 2 miles away. What you need to remember is that the interior parts of the property are limited, even if they're publicly owned, and they can restrict you from being there, you know, or what have you. And they did ask them to leave. They asked them to get their trucks off the property, and they were like, no, this is our property. You can't trespass us unless we commit a crime, which is incorrect.
I mean, if you're gonna go out and put yourself in a situation, do a little research before you do it. Then you would know what areas are private and what areas are public.
That's correct.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it's really that simple.
Yeah. You know, study the GIS, go out. But I mean, it even said when they parked right there where it said no loitering. And they knew they were entering like Teresa said, it was a federal facility. The whole thing. I mean, even that road that goes down there that I showed you guys, that just goes to a dead end, and then the rest of it is all just, you know.
I mean, it's not like they ended up there on accident. They went there specifically for that purpose.
The police did take their phones. they did take their phones, and I maybe they felt like they had exigent circumstances. You know, I don't know how that's going to play out because this is all federal property, and there's some other issues with it being federal property. So I don't really know. Fortunately they had live streams going, but you always risk that they'll take your property. It happens. And we're still involved in litigation for Leon Valley with them having done that. So we don't really know what for sure what's going to happen, if you know what I mean. You never know if they have exigent circumstances until a judge decides.
I mean, common sense tells me if there's a dog on a chain, I'm not going to go throw rocks at the dog until I see how long that chain is. I mean, that may be a silly analogy, but it's a good analogy to me. Why go on property you do not know if you'll be arrested on for trespassing? Little research, that's all.
Yeah, my rule of thumb is if somebody asks me to leave from somewhere, anywhere, I don't really too much care where it is. I just leave.
Yeah, I go.
It's about time for me to go because if somebody's going to violate my rights, what are they going to do? Drag me off the property? Well, I'm not up for that. I'm not up for getting tased or getting dragged out of somewhere, or kicking and screaming. I'll just go fight it out in court later if I'm that upset about it.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. I mean, there's all different kinds of ways, Do we know if they left after being asked? Joe, I think Freakin' and them stayed, got arrested, and we just seen Wolverine take off in the truck. He just left. He just fled. He just took off.
Taze, I did quit throwing rocks at dogs after the first time I got bit. LOL, by the way, that's a joke.
But he's talking to you, Teresa, as if you're a bootlicker and you don't know what you're talking about. But some people really don't know some history about you, Teresa, about Payneck and Leon Valley and stuff, and you winning cases.
Right. I have kind of been involved in this, and I've been involved in government accountability for 20-something years now, maybe 21 years or so now, and then I got involved, with this police accountability stuff and video activism in 2012 after my daughter and granddaughter passed away. And I did work with PINAC and wrote for them as a reporter and a correspondent, what have you, and got paid for it. I actually was employed with them for a time. So I worked with them for about 3-4 years or something. And then I found this little group of YouTubers, and that's, I guess, where I kind of landed. I enjoy I feel like I enjoy educating people more about what they can and can't do, or helping people with their public records and stuff like that. Not that everybody agrees with me, sometimes I get called bootlicker when I try to help people, but it is what it is. I'm used to it.
And I'd like to agree with A9 on that. A lot of people don't realize your activism. You know what I mean? A lot of people think you're just out there stirring up shit when you cite a case like this guy. He called you a bootlicker. You're far from a bootlicker.
That's right. I've sued police departments before, and I've won lawsuits before, and I'm involved in a lawsuit at the moment with Leon Valley. So
through legislation and litigation, the proper channels.
Right. It's you have to be patient sometimes. Sometimes you have to walk away. Sometimes you don't get a chance to walk away, like in Leon Valley. But it is what it is. You take it for what it is. If you get involved in it, you go out there knowing. I knew it was a risk going out there. They had taken other people's cameras and stuff before, so I knew it was a risk. I didn't prepare very well for it. I guess I was kind of in denial about it, but I took my lick and filed the lawsuit. But they legitimate, they kept not legitimately, they kept my property for, I think, 2 or 3 full years. I think it's 2 full years that they kept our property before they gave it back. So, that's kind of where, it stands with whether or not they have exigent circumstances. They may or may not. You may try to sue them in court, You know, the criminal cases may drag on for 3 years, and they may keep your stuff, and that's how it goes.
Yeah, exactly. So this is I want to show everybody. There's no audio at this, but I just want to show everyone where they were parked, where we were talking about the cement thing on the GIS, just to show exactly, you know, where they were and what took place. So I'll just play it here. What the hell's going on? D, why won't this play? Oh, I'm missing the play button. There it is.
There you go.
It's a video of a video.
So there's the bus I was talking about. That's where the bus parks. You guys see where his truck's parked right behind that cement. Oh shit. Hey, we're back here.
It looks like a Metro bus. I'm not sure how they're painted in that town, but they resemble that where I'm at.
So right there's that cement slab that we seen on the GIS. And as you can see here, I back it up right here. I think freaking's right on it. That might be a piece of the cement slab yet. I'm not sure. But anything from here over on that GIS that I showed you guys is all their property. All this over on this side. That's all their property.
You know, and honestly, the GIS could be off because they might not have the right of way in correct on the street. Just saying. I would imagine that their cement goes all the way up to their property line. Somebody probably surveyed it and whatnot before they were even able to put it in. I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe it's real old slab, but
Same here, Joe Cool. All Metro lines and parking areas, all that's very private.
Yeah, Joe would know. So see, there's the slab, there's that, and then, you know, his truck's way over here. But anyway, that's it. I just hate being called a bootlicker because, yeah, I see that, Alex. I don't miss much on here. Yeah, it's like, you know, I hate being called a bootlicker because I do arrest records and I inform people. And, you know, I guess Teresa, you know, I mean, bitter and scorn when I first joined the internet and heard about Teresa Richard. You know?
yes, I'm pathetic. Just pathetic.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's you know, people just don't realize, you know, we're not here, or I'm not here to, you know, I could have played the clip of him crying in the police car. I could have done all kinds of that stuff, but I'm not here to berate anybody. I'm just here to try to show, you know, what's the law, you know, what really it is. So
That's right.
yeah.
If he had listened to me before, he wouldn't have ended up in the back of a police car. He wouldn't have ended up, I don't think his vehicle got impounded, but his friends' vehicles would not have gotten impounded. You know, he's out there raising 10 kinds of hell after he had already been asked to leave. And, you know, they should have listened to him. He wouldn't have been in the back of that car. You wouldn't have had an episode. None of that would have happened. He could have left. If he didn't like it, he didn't like getting trespassed, you could have sued him. Now they have a real charge against you, and it's some kind of federal property. Geez, they could make it a federal offense. You know, you'd be fighting in federal court, and I've seen them do it to other people before that do this kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm not here to. I'm really not here to try to hurt you. I'm just trying to help. I really was trying to help you.
Well, okay, I got a question for you, Teresa. How many auditors had come to you for help? 4 different cases, 4 different things, had a FOIA stuff. I mean, people don't see that kind of stuff in the background that even the auditors ask you for help.
That's true. I do get, and I try to help as much as I can. You know, typically I try to tell other people how to do it so that I don't have to. You have your own lawsuit, you can deal with it. You know, I don't have time to make all those public record requests anymore.
Yet at the same time, they'll turn on you real quick and call you a bootlicker.
Yeah. Many times it's happened. Whatever. They ask me to help them get records, and then, you know, call me, say say that I put out fake records. You know, well, why are you calling me asking me for stuff? You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep. Exactly.
And this particular guy, this Wolverine, I like how he tried to explain it away that he didn't know he was calling you a name. Is that calling you a name if I call you a bootlicker? Well, it most certainly is.
It was meant to insult me.
Absolutely, it was meant to insult you.
Sure, it was.
I didn't take offense to it like he did when I called him fatty. But you know, they're always so hypocritical with that. They'll be the first one. Those First Amendment activists will be the first ones to call you out for saying a curse word. You know, derail the whole conversation. What are you doing? You're saying the curse words. You know, and they don't want to talk about the argument at hand. They want to talk about your speech, of all things, words you use.
Yeah, you know, the very things that they claim they're fighting for.
The very
Words.
things that they want to be able to say, anyone that they want to. They want to be able to say whatever words they'd like to be able to say. But they don't want to have to listen to other people. Yeah, they don't have the courage to hear other people's free speech, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. I'm going to drop the link. Anybody in chat wants to join, come on up and you know, I just want to just talk, you know, hash this out. I mean, I don't know. He wouldn't, he just rage quit, did he, Teresa?
Yeah, he left. And you know, I guess I caught him off guard with some of the arguments I had. And that's, you know, one of the things that I tell people, you know, if you want to be an activist, you want to get involved in this, because, you know, I'll do these little arguments with people. And if you want to be involved in this, you better have your arguments ready, because somebody's going to be out there ready for you. You know, you better have your talking points down. You better know your case law. You better know what you're talking about. Just go over there saying, this is my property.
Taze pointed out, made a good point. The guy even threw his wife at you. My wife's a pit bull. She would kick your ass.
No kidding. No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not afraid to get my ass kicked.
That probably wouldn't be the first time.
Yep, probably won't be the last.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, they're limited forms, limited, not like a sidewalk, not like a park. You know, it's
and the
limited.
thing is, you yourself are not the person who sets the limits. You are not in control of those limits.
That's correct. Absolutely. So
that's right. Just like the government can't come in your house and tell you what limits you can set on people. You can't go in their house.
You do have control, somewhat.
Good morning, Sasquatch.
Good morning. What the thing that cracked me up the most is him running away like he did. Even Patty never ran that far.
Oh, this guy clearly fled the scene.
I mean, Patty would back up and try and hide behind somebody, but this guy just ran. I mean,
he took off like a bat out of hell.
As someone who's been arrested for fleeing, this guy clearly fled the scene. Not a doubt in my mind.
It just cracks me up. I mean, talk about a coward. Left his friends hanging. Oh, my God. I mean, if this guy has any support, I mean, I don't know how. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit going on in this community, air quotes. But, yeah.
Later, JC.
Tell your mama to quit buying all that sugary cereal.
Yeah.
Try some honey bunches of oats.
Make some toast or something.
Yes. Too much sugar. Wheaties.
Grape nuts.
Shredded wheat, bro. You're not 18 no more.
Buy some healthy cereal. Get some grape nuts.
I like Count Chocula.
I'm a blueberry man.
It's my favorite, Count Chocula.
I like that banana nut crunch.
That stuff's pretty good. Banana nut crunch.
Honey nut. Checks.
The honey bunches of O's.
Honey nut Cheerios. All those are good ones to me. And for the record, I use the blue cap. I don't use the red cap. Nope. Nobody needs all that fat.
We stick with the red cap.
But you got little kids running around. They need
Not
that.
anymore. I probably should go back to the 2%. You know,
Right.
I should go back. There's no more kids
At
here.
least it's not the purple one, that 1%.
Yeah, the purple one is just like
Water
drinking
milk.
water.
Water milk.
Morning, Blue.
Morning, Blue.
Cindy said I should try almond milk. Apparently, it's not watery.
It's nasty. I
Is
tried
it?
My sister uses it. She tried to get me to use it. I passed. I was like, no, thank you. Got any non-dairy creamer for my coffee?
Yeah, maybe I won't try it. Maybe they'll have a small sample.
Yep. But all he had to do that night, Teresa, was calm down and actually listen to what we were saying about the recording.
I agree.
Well, I was trying to be nice to him. I mean, I didn't start calling him names till after he freaked out. You know, he just, I can't listen to this.
Well, you touched his delicate sensibilities.
You know, because he was talking about that
told him
last
the
night.
truth and he couldn't handle it.
Yeah, he's saying last night on his live stream about how, again, you know, how you can't be trespassed unless you commit a crime. And that, I'm like, cite a case. Where do you even get that from?
Where's that case law? That's ridiculous.
Where does that even come from? It's not out there. That's why you can't cite a case.
It's in the YouTube universe because everybody says that.
Right. Some sovereign citizen mumbo jumbo.
I mean, where was this at? I didn't catch that. What state?
Michigan, I believe.
And they didn't cite Texas Penal Code 3802?
No, I don't think he did. He did cite Turner versus Driver, though. He did cite that. And that's not, in his area.
Right. Did not apply.
Eventually it could apply, but they could use it as a reference for that district.
Yeah, and at the same time, it applies to traditional public forums. It doesn't apply to inside the building. That case is based on a traditional public forum.
Yeah, 148G, there's the other one. One out in California. It just...
Right. The arrest that Turner took was in a traditional public forum. So, that's why he had the right to be there filming without being arrested. Or detained is what they did. I believe they detained him for a good while.
Yeah, and he never acted up crazy or none of that either.
Right. He didn't really give them any, I guess, RAS. And I don't know for sure about the RAS. I don't remember all of the case specifics. So I know he was in a traditional public forum, though, so it's not something that you can apply to inside of a building. Even if it were applying to Michigan, which it doesn't.
Crazy.
I hate to see them get arrested, too. I mean, look, that guy just freaked out and panicked and,
I hate to see anybody get arrested, but
yeah, just, the cops could have left their cars there, but they had every right to tow them. They asked you guys to move them. Get the fuck out of there. What were they supposed to do? What were they supposed to do? Seriously, what if they were some terrorists with some bombs in their car?
in this day and age,
Just leave the cars there and, oh, don't worry about the cars.
I mean, they know what they're walking into. They really do.
It seems like they said, and I may be thinking of somebody that got their car towed, that it was like $75 to get the car out of the impound. And I thought, man, that's pretty reasonable.
A couple hundred where I'm at.
Yeah. But when I worked for the impound yard, it was $225.
Yeah.
And that's been, 12 years ago. So that's probably $300 at least $250 by now, maybe $300.
Yeah, the prices for that don't go down, do they?
They do not. They do not. There's a surcharge on the fuel. When fuel goes up, they'll add to it. There's storage for every day.
Yeah, the daily fee, blah blah blah.
That
Just
daily
keep adding
fee
up.
goes up. Yeah, the daily fee, they raise it every so many years too. So, where when I started, it was $12 covered and maybe $7, outside. It's like $25 outside and $30 cover or something now a day. It's like renting an apartment back in the old days.
Yeah, and I watched some of his live last night, and I don't get why he had to lift his shirt and show where he got struck by lightning. And
I saw some shots of that this morning, some screenshots. I'm glad I left before he did all that.
Oh, I missed that too. Gosh.
What was
Is
the
that what happened
context
to
for
him?
doing that, Anon?
I'm not sure. I really don't know. I mean, he says he used the exact same thing when me and Teresa was talking to him.
Yeah, the back of his
And
head.
Yeah, the back of his head. So it seems to me he's trying to use his disability for a crutch. Maybe I don't know.
I think it's just a warning to not go outside in a lightning storm and hold a metal rod in your hand.
Right.
I mean, it's PSA.
But I did notice that, I mean, he did the shirt thing the other night. He did the show in the back of his head to me and Teresa. And I don't know. It seems like he might be using some of that disability for crutch. I could be wrong.
I don't think you're wrong at all. At all.
Yeah,
absolutely,
Teresa.
Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When
Like
he starts
so many
losing,
people do.
Yeah. I have disabilities. I don't go around saying what they are. I just stand behind what
I'm fat and diabetic. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Bring that up the next time you get arrested, Squatch.
I didn't get arrested in Leon Valley. I have no plans on getting arrested. I didn't like jail when I was there.
Me either.
I want to go back.
It's not fun.
No, it pretty much sucks.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point out, some of the stuff that he was saying, I pay your salary. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep, and while you're pointing that out, that seems to be a common thread amongst a lot of the auditors, does it not? I mean, do you think he's learned that by watching auditors, or I mean, that's just not something that just pops into your head. You have to have heard it somewhere, right?
And so does 500 other million people.
Right.
Or 500 million other people. I mean, there's 650 million people in America or something like that?
Yeah, getting close to 700, I believe. Although don't quote me on that. I haven't checked here recently.
I just don't understand why people don't understand. You're trying to cite law to them, and then it's no, that's not right. No, you're wrong there, and you're looking at it. It's black and white in front of your eyes.
It's addicting, Peach, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Peach disabilities. What? Jeez, I'll tell you. Yeah.
They are addicting.
Then he said, I got to breathe. And he holds up a CPAP machine. Well, I got one of those. Doesn't stop me from going out and doing what I need to do. It just helps me sleep at night.
Right. That's its purpose, correct?
Yeah, that's it. You don't use it and take it with you.
It is way too early to be discussing these content creators on YouTube that get into this genre that don't know anything about it, and a ideology that continually fails.
Well, you should move. You should move out here to the Midwest or Central Time Zone or Eastern, where the real time is, instead of out there on that left coast.
Well, I'm more akin to like Australian time or UK time by my work schedule. So,
Right?
I mean, I might as well move there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Good
I'm
morning,
up
Desert, by the way.
again. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, good morning, Desert. How you doing?
All right. Yeah, I don't know much about this Wolverine guy. I popped in about 15 minutes ago and been listening in the background, and to me, he's just another one of those that has come across this for reasons, and with the research that has happened, most people have a reason. There's a reason why he has fallen into it. And he also has just drank the whole cup of Kool-Aid, if not the whole jar, as far as the myths and legends of how things are supposed to work. And we all know
They want to believe
it fails. It fails. It fails. It fails. It fails.
Again and again and again.
I just can't believe though. Like me and Teresa warned him before this even happened.
How many of us have warned others? I mean, going even back to Little Chone and trying to discuss things with him.
Timmy.
Well, not face to face, but in the discords when he would grace us with his presence, telling him that this is not a path to go in as young as he is. Well, now you watch.
Timmy.
Yeah. Shoot. What's the channel of the two sheriffs that live stream in Minneapolis? Live on Patrol. Does anybody watch Live on Patrol?
Yes, I do. I couldn't think of their name though. I was trying.
Yeah. Well, guess what? They came across Anthony Wickless while on a call. He showed up, and they know him by name. They know exactly who he is.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it was quite a funny little 15 minutes of one of their live streams talking about they called him by name. They called him, Anthony. Hey, Anthony, how's it going? And then they laughed and guffawed about how basically he ended up stalking them for about a half hour in that particular area, following them to the local quick stop or whatever they have back there.
Huh?
Let me interrupt for a second. I got to get out of here. My breakfast is ready. I just wanted to throw this out there on my way out. There's a word for it when people keep doing the same thing repeatedly over and over again, expecting a different outcome.
Ooh, I know.
With that being said, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for having me up, Anon, Teresa, Desert, Squatch. Be good. Everybody in chat, be good.
Have a good day.
Later, Big D.
Have a good one, Big D.
Later.
Yeah, do
So
you remember how we talked to Timmy over and over again about the gun thing and about being careful because he was going to get himself into something that he wasn't going to be able to get himself out of, and how he got himself into something that took a whole lot of money to get himself out of? I don't know.
Sure.
A lot of money. So, and we talked to him about that for weeks and months, maybe months.
Yeah, and I hear Jimmy Jam's in the jam again.
And he's back doing it again.
That I haven't looked it up. I mean, he's got a huge case list. I mean, I downloaded it all. It took a day. I don't remember, but I heard rumor, and I'm not watching things as closely as I used to. I've got other irons in the fire. That he got picked up again.
He gets arrested, it seems like, every time he drinks. Every time he drinks, he calls the police station and pesters them.
Yeah.
And they get mad at him, and they come out and they arrest him, and it's like a repeat every single time. So, he knows not to do that. They should take his phone away from him or whatever. You want to drink, put your phone away. Don't pay the bill the night before. I don't know what you have to do to not call those people, but leave them alone.
And we tried to help him with his drinking issues as well. You know, yeah. What every time he drinks, he thinks somebody's in the bushes outside. Like, you know,
Or he's
Rick.
mad, he's mad because he called to report something and they didn't take him seriously enough, so he'll call back and he gets obnoxious with them and they're like, "Stop calling us," and you call them again and then
But
they come out.
did he do a repeat of showing up in the lobby there, banging on the window,
I'm
screaming in
not
the
sure.
intercom?
I'm not sure. Could be. Who knows? Poor old soul. I wish he'd get a grip on that alcohol.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the heart of the problem, I'm afraid. All that arrest and stuff. If he'd stop drinking, that would all stop. And,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I think so
But
too.
I guess I can understand why he doesn't like cops too much, but quit fucking with them.
now, I don't know about you, Teresa, when you got involved with PNAC and kind of involved with this genre on YouTube. I know when I got involved, the encouragement was you need to get yourself to a level to where you can monetize as soon as possible. What was your experience?
Well, when I got involved, there was only a little handful of us. So, it didn't, at that time, it didn't take too much, they didn't have too much conditions on getting monetized. So it seems like I don't remember having to have a number of subscribers or watch hours or anything. I just was able, it was just an option. You could or you couldn't.
Well,
So I was,
100 had to have 100 subscribers, and
yeah,
then you could
something,
be monetized. That when
something
I
real
started,
low.
and
Yeah,
that was 3-4 years ago. I mean,
right. When I put my channel together, it was right after the big crash, and Daniel Solomon, Tom Zebra was talking about how YouTube and Google was taking a big bite out of his income. They changed the rules. They demonetized a lot of people for reasons you had to have a certain threshold. So just that, I'm just looking at this anymore, and people like Wolverine, he could be the Kool-Aid drinker, or he could just be getting into this for content creation in a genre to monetize and make money. But basically, I still look at most of this anymore as just prank videos. That's all it is anymore. It's a prank video that you can throw up on YouTube, get clicks and views and subs, and make money.
Yeah. I got the arrest records tomorrow, guys. It's been a busy week this week. I usually do them on Sunday now. Everybody catches me getting coffee and doing those.
did Jeff get arrested again?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't have anything, Sass.
Oh, I thought old Jeff was here got arrested again.
Well, there was some rumor going around that Omaha got arrested again.
No.
He was talking about some warrant that they had out for him in Harris
This
County.
week?
I looked it up, Teresa. There was a warrant. I could go back and find the screenshot, or you can search Masshole Report for my postings. But there's no active warrant there. I checked the warrant system, nothing comes up. You look in the Harris County court website, and it says a warrant was issued, but I mean, it's a coin toss. It's hard to tell.
That's weird.
I'm gonna.
But again,
So nice seeing
I
you.
was just going to say, oh, okay, Sass. Good to hear you.
Have a good day, Sasquatch.
Have a good day, Sass.
Later.
Just that Omaha has pulled this game before to where, he has some pending doom and berates his audience to give him more money before he blocks or bans them.
Yeah, I think Alex mentioned Harris warrant from June. Desert.
Yeah, I looked it up, and there is a there is something in the court system that says something about a warrant. There is a Harris County website that you can look up open warrants, and his name doesn't pop up. I mean, the only other way to verify it, and they may or may not tell you, is to actually call.
Okay. Right on. Well, I think I touched base on the Wolverine thing and what me and Teresa was talking about. It just, it is what it is. Being bootlickers, so.
Yeah.
And Teresa's,
We're saying is Michigan is very unfriendly as far as open records are concerned, their court records. So I think they want money.
Those bastards.
yeah. Well, all right, Teresa. Thanks for jumping up, Des. I appreciate it.
All right, you guys take
Bye
care.
to everybody in the chat. Yes, go ahead, Desert. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got a big project I got to take care of this weekend.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Painting cars.
Yeah. I'll send. I'll let you know next time we speak. It's kind of on the personal side, so something that people were aware of before, but I'll just come out and say it since I said it. You remember Pete?
Yes.
Well, he's getting an upgrade, so I got to work on that this weekend.
Oh boy! Can't wait to see the video.
I don't do videos anymore.
Oh, come on. Those were really fun, though. Those were the funnest.
Yeah. All right, you guys take care. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Bye.
See you later,
Bye,
Desert. Good to see everybody in here. Billy Bob, Starboard Josiah, Alex Bayou Bandit, Adjust Focus. I'm Jackpot Freeman. Appreciate D you coming up. Good to see Golden Eyes, Denise, Freeman, and anybody else I missed. Taze was in here, and that's about it. Thanks for joining me, Teresa. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having a bootlicker like me on this panel. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll bootlicker like you. Yeah. All right, everybody, have a good night, good day, and we'll talk to y'all later.
I'll see you later, Raymond.
See you later, Teresa.